Alrighty, YouTube, good morning to y'all here. A happy Thursday, November 13th, 2025. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And we've got some severe weather to talk about this week. Multiple episodes of severe weather going into late half of this week, Sunday into next week as well. And then it looks like all the way through Thanksgiving, potentially, we could see multiple storm systems with severe weather, some winter weather. So we're going to do a little bit of a longer explanation here on this video here today over on the TikTok channel. Did a quicker video. So if you would like a quicker version of this, you can head over there as well. But we're going to break some things down here, kind of talk about what we're looking at here as we do see the potential for significant severe weather to maybe uptrend heading in towards the middle and late half of next week, and then with some potential wintry chances. But it doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of winter weather until we get closer to the end of the month, closer to December, because we're kind of waiting for that polar vortex to come down out of Canada once again. So we're going to talk about that here, break that down in this video. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to leave a subscribe on the bottom of the screen down there, and we will turn on those bell notifications, and you guys can get alerts when we go live and when we post videos. Been trying to do that every single day here for you guys. So as always here, we can start out with our satellite imagery, and we do have some wispy clouds here across much of the condensates. You can see some upper level flow here moving through portions of the northeast back down here in the Ohio Valley, as well as down here into portions of the deep south down here. So we're gonna go ahead and break that down here for you guys here, talk about what our pattern's gonna be doing here. Let me get my handy dandy pin app up here so we can see what we're drawing here on the board. And as I mentioned here, west coast system ongoing, wispy clouds here across the Ohio Valley down here towards the southern plains, but none of this really forming in as rain or anything like that. And then our upper level low bringing some colder air up here into the northeast. So not too much ongoing across the board here. Now we are going to head over and talk about what's happening with our severe weather threat. Now we do have some severe weather, not today, not tomorrow, but on the day 3 outlook here for your Saturday here. A little marginal risk here for severe weather back up into Ohio, back towards Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, northwestern West Virginia here, eastern Kentucky. This is going to be for a wind threat here, low end tornado threat and hail threat today, or not for today, but for Saturday for winds up to 60 miles per hour. A little bit of instability, a little bit of shear. We're going to have some zonal flow working across this area with our jet streams, and this will help promote a little bit of a damaging wind threat. But other than that here, we're also watching a general thunderstorm risk down here towards southwestern California, western Arizona, and southern Nevada, where we could see a couple of maybe low-end severe weather threat potential here. We'll see sometimes these low pressure systems, these cutoff lows allow for severe weather to happen. So wouldn't be shocked to see maybe a marginal risk introduced in the future here with this, but we're going to be keeping and watching that here. And then taking a look at the day 4 through 8 outlook. We don't have anything highlighted now, but SPC really watching here for the potential for severe weather for most of next week. And we'll probably have some marginal, some isolated, scattered slight risks today. It looks like we'll probably be in some weather coverage mode next week for the potential for severe weather. And the extended range severe weather outlook here, this is from CSU. I love looking at this when we know we're going to get a very active pattern. This kind of gives us an idea of where we're at right now and where we may be going with our severe weather potential. Looks like it's going to start to get active as we head toward the end of the month here. Very much expected as we go and we transition with our seasons here. So we're watching very closely and specifically taking a look at next week. Look at our supercell composite next week, potentially where we may see our higher concentration of severe weather at for most of next week from the 20th through the 26th. So once again, really watching this very closely here, heading in towards next week here, the next Wednesday through the 25th, 26th, and maybe even the 27th, multiple rounds of severe weather, strong storms, and heavy rainfall. And we may even see some of that severe weather extend further to the north here as well, dependent on how our troughing shapes up and what our jet stream decides to do. So, you know, if you're down in Texas, Louisiana, you're definitely going to want to be mindful and watching the channel here, and we'll keep you guys updated on anything severe weather-wise that happens here. So here's our upper level pattern here over the next couple of days here. We're going to talk about what's going to be happening. As I mentioned, multiple storm systems right now, pretty quiet, not a lot going on here. We got a ridge down to the south here, keeping our upper level flow pretty much muted here, and this is going to allow just warm temperatures to remain across much of the condensus here. That's a good thing, kind of gives us a break on what's happening. But as we go into Saturday, this is what I mentioned, we're going to have to watch for this exiting portion of our shortwave trough here, our jet stream. This is where we could see some severe weather at in form of damaging winds on Friday into Saturday here and Saturday afternoon. So we'll keep you guys updated if anything changes with that. But this cutoff low that's coming off here of southwestern California, this is going to actually help start the moisture transporting process. We were looking at this trough a couple days ago when we were thinking there was going to be some decent severe weather this weekend into early next week, and this is actually just going to help promote moisture return. There could be some isolated low-end severe weather down here on the southeastern side of this trough going into Monday and Tuesday, but this is mostly going to bring to some rain, maybe even some snow showers up towards Missouri and southern Iowa, so we'll keep you guys updated with that there. But this is just going to help bring in moisture, and this is going to set the stage for our major severe weather event potentially next week, potentially more than one severe weather event here. And you can see that trough digging down deep here, and eventually, as we head towards next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, take a look at this. this beautiful negatively tilted trough here, allowing for lots of instability, moisture here. This could be a multi-day severe weather event starting next Wednesday, going through Thursday, maybe going into Friday, and then eventually this will go through Saturday here, and even down towards potentially even into Sunday here as this trough goes to the northeast here. And then eventually we'll see another system as we head into Saturday and Sunday here, again in the same exact areas where we could see some more severe weather. And then eventually after that, things look to change just a little bit. Also, if you guys hear a kiddo in the background, they have therapy going on here as well, so you might hear them screaming and shouting. So just how it happens sometimes when you make these videos. So other than that, we'll take a look at precip and our dew points here. Dew points looking into this week as well. Moisture transport will start this weekend. You can see those dew points hanging around. So if it's dry outside, your skin's dry, anything like that, you'll definitely feel those moisture values go up just a little bit. And that's, once again, setting the stage for severe weather next weekend, for generally rain and thunderstorms for most of the eastern and central half of the country here. But as we go towards Monday and Tuesday, we see a little low-end severe threat potentially down here along the Gulf Coast. But then as we go into Wednesday and Thursday, here comes that moisture transport. And this is really going to set the stage for some type of damaging wind, hail, maybe even a tornado threat, something we're watching for very closely here. And then eventually, as we go toward the middle of the week and end of the week here, we could see another round of severe weather heading into the following week. So a lot of things to look at here as we go into, let's again, next week here. We'll start to have some live stream breakdowns as we head towards the end of this weekend and into early next week, and then we'll be covering anything that needs to be covered. So here's our precip type. Like I said, not a lot going on this week here, so you can see as well as we head towards Monday and Tuesday here, you can see that snow potential across Iowa maybe, and then eventually some rain showers down south there. And then eventually after that, here comes our severe weather event here, where we potentially could see multiple rounds of thunderstorms, severe weather, and just heavy rainfall across the Arklatex here, the southeast, the Ohio Valley, and down toward the southern plains and the Gulf Coast through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe even some snow potential starting to arise here towards the high plains, the central plains here as we go towards Friday and Saturday. So we'll start to talk more about that as we get closer to next week here. We'll see if models continue to trend with this. So this is a decent setup for both winter weather and severe weather. And then, like I said, after that, things become a little bit more uncertain, but the average temperatures are at least we'll stay above average with our temperatures for most of the rest of the month here, and then we start to turn cold as we head towards the 28th and beyond. It looks like both of our models and our ensemble signaling that cold Arctic air may start to surge down as we head towards the end of the month into beginning of December, and that's a good sign if you like Christmas snow. So we'll keep you guys updated with that as always here. Other than that, y'all, we'll have more updates in the future. Stay safe out there, stay weather aware, and we'll see y'all in the next one.